Oshkosh Media is government programming on GovTV, community programming on Life TV, and community radio on Oshkosh FM 101.9.
Welcome to the City Manager's Report, a look at city updates and a preview of the next Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda.
And thanks for joining us for another edition of the City Manager's Report. I'm Andy Raddick, and in a moment we'll be joined by Assistant City Manager John Fitzpatrick. As usual, in the first half of today's show, we'll have some municipal news to share, including updates from city departments and things that are happening around Oshkosh. In the second half, we'll highlight items from the upcoming Tuesday, March 25th Oshkosh Common Council meeting agenda. And with that, we bring in our Assistant City Manager, John Fitzpatrick. And John, thanks for making time for us today.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
All right. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. A lot of signs of spring in today's show.
Right. That's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. And one of those is road construction. Our public works folks are beginning a lot of their capital improvement projects, and one of those is over on West 15th Avenue. And West 15th Avenue is being reconstructed from Ohio Street to Oregon Street.
Right. It's my understanding that in that project they're going to be working on some sanitary sewer,
right,
some water main, storm sewer, some laterals also need to be installed there, and of course we're going to do some electrical work and then make sure that everything is completed prior to placing the new concrete pavement in place.
Right. And so the portion of West 15th Avenue from Iowa Street to Oregon Street is underway at the moment, and they anticipate about 8 weeks for utility installation.
Right.
With pavement and restoration to follow.
Right. And it's my understanding too that West 15th Ohio Street to Osceola is going to start approximately the week of the 28th, I believe.
That's right, yeah, and then about 8 weeks again for utility installation and pavement restoration after that.
Right, I think, everything's weather dependent, but they're hopeful that it can have substantial completion right around a little bit before Halloween, maybe October 24th.
Thereabouts.
That's the plan.
Yep, exactly. And as folks are seeing, there is a dashboard that the Public Works Division has for their capital improvement plan, and this project is just one that is listed in that dashboard where everybody can get more information about details on the project and all the other projects that are going on.
I know you've showcased this web page before on City Manager Report, Andy, and I think it's really a great tool for the citizens to be able to see what's going on, not only with their project, but others they may be interested in. They can also sign up for email updates as well.
That's right. Yeah, email updates are available for these projects, and just visit the city's Public Works website for details on how to sign up for that. You can get a lot of information, and especially if this affects you directly, you can learn about what's going on and get more information about if you're curious about what's happening with the project. So we encourage folks to do that.
Right.
Another topic, our fire department recently received a new boat for ice rescues, and this is actually one of those partnerships with our other government entities here, and they work with the sheriff's office for this.
Right. For folks that may not know, the sheriff's department really helps manage activity on the waterways, and because we have a lot of water here in Oshkosh, we work with them frequently, not only on water issues, but all kinds of different regulatory issues. So they're a good partner in all those regards.
Right. In this particular boat, it's new, and it has updated electronics, including GPS, radar, forward-looking infrared or like thermal imaging cameras. So this can be used for a number of scenarios that may occur out on our waterways.
Right. We hope we never have to use it, but we want to be prepared. And if anybody needs any assistance when they're on the water, we want to be able to help them and work successfully with the sheriff's office when that need arises.
Right. And the city's proud to partner with the Winnebago County for initiatives such as this.
Absolutely.
So glad to be able to provide these services and work with our partners to provide the services that we need to do.
Right.
Speaking of our fire department, actually we are working on fire chief recruitment, and I know that we have an event coming up on March 31st where there will be a meet and greet for the public to actually meet the candidates for that position.
Right. It's my understanding that's scheduled on the 31st from 5 to 7 p.m. at our convention center, and I think we're getting close to releasing more information about those finalists.
That's right. I understand there are 5 candidates, and so they will be at that meet and greet. And so looking forward to actually being able to meet them there.
Right. And I think hopefully we can provide more information to the citizenry soon on more details about those candidates.
Right. That will be coming very shortly. But again, that meet and greet is March 31st at the Convention Center from 5 to 7 p.m. Here in Oshkosh. So more info to come.
Right.
All right, another spring topic. The spring election is coming up, and that is happening on Tuesday, April 1st. But if folks would like to vote in-person absentee in advance of that election date, there are a number of dates that people can go and vote at 19 East Irving Avenue.
Right. I think people have really appreciated the opportunity to do in-person absentee voting. It's just a chance to take care of voting early, so if something comes up on election day and you don't want to miss your opportunity. So it looks like we have a graphic about when the hours are that are available at 19 East Irving on the 18th from 8:30 to 7, 19th 8 a.m. to 4:30, 22nd 8 a.m. 8:30 to 12:30 p.m., 24th 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then 25th and 27th 8 a.m. to 4:30, and then finally the 28th 8:30 to 5 p.m.
Right. And all those dates are available on the city's elections webpage if you didn't get a chance to catch those. And if you need more information about voting and elections, myvote.wi.gov has all of those details, and you can learn what's on the ballot. You can even get a preview of a ballot. It's a great place to learn more.
It's a good resource.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can find your polling place there for voting on April 1st.
Right.
If you'd
Get
like
out
to do
and
that.
exercise your ability to vote.
Absolutely. All right. We also wanted to make mention that revaluation is again underway in Oshkosh. This is actually taking a look especially at commercial properties as part of the citywide revaluation for 2025.
Right. The commercial property reval is being undertaken right now. There'll also be a residential component again a little bit later on.
Right.
For folks that may not be aware of that, we've contracted with Associated Appraisal Consultants to help with that commercial inspection and to perform all the assessment work. And to make an accurate assessment, it's really necessary for the contractor staff to conduct an on-site inspection of all the commercial properties in the city. So they'll be working to do that. And as we mentioned, it's already underway, and I think it's going to continue through the end of June, hopefully, right, Andy?
That's right. The assessor's office will also be mailing questionnaires out to the owners of leased commercial properties requesting information for assessment purchases and or purposes, I'm sorry. And that information is required by city ordinance, but it will be kept confidential.
Right.
So
right.
Can be looking for those questionnaires.
I think it's going to take place around the end of March. Is that right?
That's right. That mailing will come out around the end of March timeframe, and the due date for return of that information will be late April. So folks can be looking for that, and please get that returned by the end of April. There will be more information on this posted on city social media, and we'll be talking about it in future episodes of the City Manager's Report. So just wanted to at least get the information out there that the process has begun,
Right.
and especially commercial properties, they'll be receiving some more information of what is needed to complete this process.
Sounds good, Andy.
Okay. All right, well, speaking of neighborhoods and those sorts of topics, the 2025 Great Neighborhoods program is very active in our community. And actually, the application cycle is open again soon for a lot of their programs. And the Great Neighborhoods works with active recognized neighborhood associations to collaborate with city staff for a lot of the things that happen in our neighborhoods.
Right, and people may not realize this, but Great Neighborhoods is funded by our capital improvement program, and it's intended to strengthen the neighborhoods in Oshkosh by just unifying all of those that work toward improving, revitalizing neighborhoods. So if you have ideas about how your neighborhood can be improved, that's something that's important for you and your neighbors. It's important to be aware of this program and also, seek assistance in terms of how that neighborhood can be improved.
Right, right. And it's great that these ideas come directly from these recognized neighborhood associations
Right.
that are active in the city. So it's really kind of grassroots, because you have people that live in the neighborhoods that have ideas for improvements.
Absolutely.
And they come forward with this.
Yeah,
And,
it looks like we have a graphic up now too, just to kind
Right.
of illustrate all the different neighborhood associations that have been developed over time. I remember when we were just starting out, and now, gosh, Andy, I don't know, we probably have maybe over 20, something like that.
yeah, I don't know exactly, but I know it's in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
No pun intended, of a number of neighborhood associations.
Right.
So, and they're all over the city, different areas. So it's great to have our residents involved in developing their own neighborhoods like this.
Right, and I think if citizens are interested, they can certainly contact the associate planner that's responsible for the Great Neighborhoods program. His name is Brandon Nielsen, and he's available at 920-236-5061.
Exactly. Yep. And so this is a great program, and the city staff is very happy to work with neighborhood participants and getting that application submittal complete and to get that process going.
Right, right.
So, all right, very good. Well, another seasonal reminder is that monthly brush collection is about to start, and that will begin the week of April 7th, so it's right around the corner, and that is where curbside collection of brush is scheduled on the garbage collection day for the first full week of the month that does not have a holiday in it, and that happens from April through December.
Right, I know we spoke a few city manager reports back about pruning, and a lot of that's done during the winter. Maybe some people have had that done and haven't had a chance to remove that, those materials from their site yet. So there's certainly the opportunity to do that. Mm-hmm. I know people are out when it gets a little warmer. They want to do a little more raking, and just
Right.
so people understand what can and can't be hauled away. We define brush as tree branches, leaves, hedge clippings, garden debris, but no grass, dirt, root balls, or stumps.
Right, right. And so those are great reminders. And those paper biodegradable bags can be used, and that can contain most of the brush. It's not intended to be anything more than 50 pounds in weight for those bags. Another note too, that annual spring cleanup is scheduled from April 21st through May 9th, and that's an extended period.
Right.
That brush pickup will happen curbside.
Right, and just some more reminders about the pickup itself. If they could place those bags and bundles a little bit away, at least 3 feet away from the garbage and recycling carts on the terrace or driveway apron, and no later than 5 o'clock in the morning on the scheduled collection day.
Right.
That way it doesn't interfere with trash collection or anything else that sanitation is working on.
Right, right. This is not for loose leaves or containers, things like that. It's just for the standard brush collection.
Right.
More details, please visit the sanitation links page at the city's website. You can get all the details right there.
Right, right.
Also, another seasonal note that is somewhat related to this is that the yard waste drop-off center will be open for spring and summer hours beginning April 1st. And that center is located on the 3rd Avenue between Idaho Street and Ohio Street.
Right, right. And for folks that don't want to wait for the pickup or just want to get this stuff taken care of, the operating hours will be from 11 to 7 Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday. But you need a permit to use the drop-off center, right, Andy?
That's right. Yeah, those permits are $25. Cost to non-residents is $125.
Right.
Those permits can be purchased at the collections counter at City Hall, 215 Church Avenue, or at Kits and File Ace Hardware, which is located at 427 North Main Street.
Right. I think we have an FAQ sheet, too, on that sanitation's link page you mentioned earlier of the city website.
That's right. Yeah, all the details about how to use that center are located there. We mentioned a few of these things already as far as for brush pickup, but the details are located there for use of the yard waste drop-off center, and we encourage folks to take advantage of that city service.
Right.
All right. Well, one last fun thing that we want to mention is that Breakfast with the Bunny is coming up on Saturday, April 5th. And it's a great family event, great opportunity for families to get out and have breakfast with the bunny. And there's also an egg hunt.
Right. Yeah, I think it's something that families have really come to enjoy over time. Mm-hmm. They look forward to it every year, and both events will be held at the Sunnyview Expo Center this year in partnership with the Oshkosh Parks Department and Winnebago County Parks. I think it's my understanding they'll be having games, prizes, an egg hunt, bunny photo opportunities,
right,
and also pancakes. Right,
IHOP pancakes.
Okay,
this year,
good.
Something special.
Yeah, that is special.
So again, our Oshkosh Parks Department does a great job with this and all kinds of seasonal events.
They do.
So great to see that they're doing this one again. So it's a great opportunity to have fun with the family. And those tickets need to be purchased in advance, though, at the Oshkosh Parks Department. And that can either be done online at the Parks Department webpage or in person at the Parks Department office, which is located at 805 Witzel Avenue.
Right. It is a popular event, so I'd recommend doing that as soon as you can.
Right. Absolutely. We encourage folks to go and have some fun with Breakfast with the Bunny.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, again, I'm Andy Radig here along with our Assistant City Manager, John Fitzpatrick, and we're going to turn our attention to the agenda items from the upcoming Tuesday, March 25th Oshkosh Common Council meeting. And so, John, we're just going to dive right into the council agenda.
Okay.
The council agenda actually starts off with a workshop meeting that begins on March 25th at 5 p.m., and this is dealing with the city's liquor license process. And I know that our new city manager, Rebecca Grill, actually has a lot of background with this sort of thing.
She does. Prior to Rebecca arriving here, staff have been working on our liquor license process, just trying to update it, make it, improve it as best we can, streamline it as much as we can. And so Rebecca's come on board, and she's taken a look at our existing process, and she's trying to just tweak it based on her experience. People may not know that she worked as a city clerk for the city of Milwaukee for many years. Mm-hmm. And also in her most recent position, she was not only the city administrator for the city of West Allis, but also had a combination job where she was acted in the capacity of the city clerk. Mm-hmm. And for folks that may not know what a city clerk does, a city clerk often is responsible for records, manages elections. We talked about that a little bit earlier. But another large component of the job oftentimes is to manage the liquor license process. And so we're very fortunate that she brings that experience to Oshkosh.
Right.
And hopefully she can apply that experience and we can improve our liquor license processing for everybody that participates in that activity.
Right, right. Her depth of knowledge will be very useful,
Right, so
especially
we'll
with this.
be having a workshop with the council to talk about staff and city manager Grill's ideas at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay, very good. And then when we move into the consent agenda, I think our theme today, John, is spring here. We're moving into the season of spring because one of the items on the consent agenda is approval of a quadricycle license, and this is for the Oshkosh pedal trolley.
That's right. I think it's a great sign of spring. I think I mentioned in one of the other city manager reports that I happened to be driving and was behind a trolley this past summer season. So everybody on board was having a good time and taking in the great sights of Oshkosh and the weather. So I think it is a good sign of spring.
It's always great to see them having fun and great to see those types of things going on around Oshkosh.
So their renewal of their license is just a good signal that spring is on the way.
Yeah, yeah. Another sign of spring, our Oshkosh Public Museum works with the Oshkosh Garden Club for their plant sale, and that's coming up on May 17th, and that approval request is on the agenda.
Right. For people that I think have attended this event in the past, they look forward to it as another sign of spring. The museum is also responsible for that property across the street.
Okay.
And that's where the Garden Club holds that event, also across from the Payne Gardens. So, yeah, I think it's something people look forward to, and hopefully we'll have good weather for it.
Right, right. Yeah, I think that's one of those things that people keep on their calendars as a spring event that they look forward to.
Right.
So, another one of those, actually, our Oshkosh Senior Center has a very popular event that happens every year, and that is the Food Truck Friday, and that's held at South Park, and they are seeking approval for that event on June 6th.
That's right. I know a lot of people love that event. It's a great fundraiser for Oshkosh Senior Center. If you haven't attended that event, I'd strongly encourage you to get out to South Park and check it out. I think they've had upwards of 15 food trucks there, Andy. I know there's music there. It's really, I know it's out a little ways. It's almost at the beginning of summer, but it's nice to look forward to that event and everything that it brings.
Yeah, I have attended those in the past, and they are a great event. There are all kinds of food trucks there.
Right.
So regardless of the type of food you want, you can find the food you're looking for, and they have beverages and music, and it's just a great time for the community.
It is a nice location there, too, at South Park. So.
Side note, they are just having one of those this year, so it will just be that event on June 6th. So make sure that you get that on your calendar.
Don't want to miss that one.
Don't miss it. Absolutely. All right, then a little bit later in the agenda, we have our pending ordinances, and one of those is relating to the speed limits in the Fox River, and also prohibiting some events that might cause some dangers or some safety issues.
Right. This really has to deal with that stretch of the waterway on the Fox River, kind of between the bridges, really. Kind of all the way up to Oshkosh Avenue and then going back to Jackson Street. I know we encourage a lot of water sports and activity, but we certainly don't want anybody to be injured. And there's concerns that have been brought forward that people that are doing those water sports activities in that area could come in contact with a lot of boaters that are traveling through that way from Lake Butamore to Lake Winnebago, and it's a matter of safety. So this really is designed to make sure that if people want to engage in those water sports, that they do it in another part of our waterways, so as to not interfere with any of that boat traffic, and make sure that they're doing it in a safe manner.
Right. It's all about safety. That's why
Right.
this is important.
Right.
Okay. Then we also have an item that relates to the fact that our parking management is being modernized in Oshkosh. And I know that council and staff have heard requests from the public to simplify and modernize this parking management system.
Right.
So this item relates to moving this forward.
Absolutely. I know you've spoken about this on City Manager Report in the past too.
Right.
It's a software we call Passport, and it'll make, I think, not only life easier for the citizenry, but it also will make life easier for people who want to purchase parking passes. It's more convenient. You can do it remotely, and it also helps our finance departments and our police department with their jobs as well. So
Right.
I know more information will be provided as different components of the system are rolled out, but this is just another issue that's going to be spoken about at the meeting.
Right, as you mentioned, Passport has a secure online system, and users can easily apply for, purchase, and manage their parking permits digitally, eliminating the need for in-person visits or paper-based systems.
Right.
So it just helps to move that system along. And so as you mentioned, also the city is getting closer to launching this system fully. Certain parts of it are in the works right now, but with these advances, this will continue to get rolled out, and we will keep everyone updated as the system moves forward.
Right.
Okay. Then we also have another item taking a look at, let's see, it's relating to connection charges, and I believe this relates to some of our CIP projects.
Actually, yes. It also refers to special assessments. So when we have special assessments for citizens, sometimes those can be quite costly. And, as a way to try to mitigate additional research that they're doing in terms of how we can be more accommodating to the citizenry, our Public Works Director, James Robbie, our Finance Director, Julie Combs, and our legal department took a look at how we could amend our municipal code to provide different options for people to pay for some of the significant connection charges over time. So that's really what this is all about.
Okay. And then finally, we wanted to make note that we have a new resolution approval of Ames Point in Menominee Park as the site for the 4th of July Festival fireworks, Festival Foods Fireworks Show.
Right. I think this is a pretty significant initiative for folks that are familiar with the fireworks. We ordinarily had them set up on the south side of Menominee Park, but this is really moving all the fireworks to the north side at the very end of Ames Point. We think it'll be safer for the boating public, and also we think it'll be a nice improvement to relieve congestion for people that want to come down to Menominee Park and take a look at the fireworks. For folks that may be familiar with that area of the park, there's quite a large area of green space there.
Right.
So, and I think there's some significant parking options there too. So I think this is going to be an improvement all the way around for everybody that enjoys the fireworks on the 4th of July.
Sure, and I read that for boaters, it's also a better opportunity for a better view and a safer view as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's going to be better all the way around, really.
Yeah, and it just helps also with safety concerns, not only for the viewing public, but also for the fireworks vendor themselves, and just helps everybody out.
Right, absolutely, yes. And it's my understanding, because this location is going to be selected, it's going to be less work and less cost, and then that can be applied toward more fireworks.
Well, we're happy to see that.
Right, exactly.
Well, John, I think we're about out of time here today, but we do appreciate your time and thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Andy.
All right, and thank you as well for joining us today. We appreciate you taking some time to learn about the city of Oshkosh and what's going on. Again, that council meeting is on Tuesday, March 25th. We encourage you to tune in. And again, check us out for another city manager's report in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us.